Alright guys, welcome to Heron Tarot. I'm going to do a pick a card reading. I'm kind of scared here because I just picked a bunch of each one of my cards from like every deck that I have around me, and I'm going to do this. So let's do who is coming towards you. So this is for singles. And this is for who is coming towards you, or who's the next person that is going to be in your life romantically or in that kind of way. All right. So for singles, it could be somebody you already know. It could be somebody new. We'll just see who's coming at you. So we have pile 1 is rose quartz. Pile 2 is, what is this? Amethyst. And pile 3 is citrine. Okay. So we'll just move these out of the way, and we're going to do pile 1 at 1, right? And so we're going to have, I did the whole like shuffling and everything. Heed your dreams. Okay, so this is good. Could be a person of your dreams. And memory. So this might bring up old memories, old childhood memories. For some of you, it could be an old person from the past. Heaven and earth. This is somebody who could possibly be, I don't know, a Gemini, I'm getting. 2 of Swords, 2 is an air sign. So this is coming out as kind of an air sign. At first you might not know how they feel. There's some sort of indecision. This is the 4 of Wands, participation. That's harmony. Let's see. Ooh, increase. This is going to, yeah, increase, integration. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. The Magician. Ooh. Wedding. What? Purification, water, the Hanged Man. Can you see why I'm like, holy shit? All right, the 5 of Wands. I feel like you are in a place where you are following your dreams, or Spirit is telling you to start following your dreams. Let me put the light on. Does that help? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't, actually. Yeah, Spirit's wanting you to, I feel like you need to listen to your dreams. This isn't just somebody, for some of you, this isn't just somebody like that you've been dreaming up, although it can be. It's going to be a very familiar energy, soulmate, past life. But this is something that's going to come into an alignment as you are following your blueprint, the path that your soul has for you. Okay. I feel like for a lot of you, this could be, you have memory, and you have heaven and earth, which is kind of giving me that like dualistic, heaven, earth, like Gemini, Gemini personality, Gemini energy, and possibly a Gemini. This is something where heaven and earth come together as well. So like, it is sort of like, it's kind of brings you, it has that twin flame energy, that duality energy. So you're going to sort of meet the opposite of you in a sense. I feel like this person's going to bring out a little bit more of those projections that you have that you don't believe that are yours. Your shadows will be kind of presented by this person. For some of you, this could be a return of a person, like that twin flame energy. Because there's a lot of energy of like following your dreams before this comes into harmony. Okay. But I feel like for some of you that when you do fall into your dreams or heed your dreams, right? Do the calling that is, you know, your soul's work that's in your blueprint, staying in the present and following the calling of your spirit, you know, colliding the gifts of heaven into this earth. bringing back the memories of your truth. Okay. I feel like for some of you, this is a person that you remember from a past life or from this life. So somebody that you might have known before, okay, and on some spectrum, okay, there'll be a trigger. There are triggers involved in this a little bit because it's a shadowy kind of experience for some, and it's hard to see the shadow. So it's hard to see truth sometimes until you. It's hard to see what spirit's doing in this relationship because as you reach out for it and move towards it, it kind of runs away because what you're seeking is you, right? So it's one of those things where you do your life and you go inside and you do what's in alignment for you, and the participation from spirit and this person comes in. There is a lot of not knowing what's going on, not knowing in your mind the reasons for this. There's a lot of like diving into the unknown in this to know, to actually know yourself in the moment. This is a very like journey of moving into your true consciousness and moving into your true blueprint and your calling, okay? And this person will, once you do that within yourself, will come in and participate with you, okay? And this person is helping you move into that yourself, okay? There's a lot of integration, integrating the yin and the yang, integrating the masculine and the feminine energies within yourself. This person is a reflection of that and is there to guide you, okay? For some of you, this person has Jupiter energy, which is Sag. This only brings fortune to you in the long run. As you integrate and allow yourself to move into a place of not knowing and allow that to, in that dark place where creativity, where the pre-manifest exists, it's going to, when you surrender to that, which this relationship is very guiding you to that, there will be an activation within yourself. This relationship activates you into an awakening. And there's a lot of integrating when it comes to this relationship. So you might need times together, and then you might need time alone to move back into yourself to reharmonize and allow this person. I think for a lot of you might have known this person before, but nonetheless, this person is showing you things, whether you know them before or not. I combined body, mind, and soul to lift all humanity into a new dimension. Okay. So as you do this integration and as this person kind of heeds that and reveals that to you more, whether it's easy or hard, it doesn't matter because it's for the greater good. And so I would like for any of you struggling, or you end up struggling in this, or you're already starting to do this kind of inner harmonization and moving into the unknown, moving into what your mind can't grab a hold of and letting go of that, so that you can bring that unknown creative energy on to manifest into earth. Okay. I think a lot of you are moving into this, like you doing this changes the universe around you into a new dimension. As you combine and integrate, you actually shift your whole universe. And if you want to do any kind of rituals to move you back into a present state, because your ego/mind, your memories, this is basically, I have another like download with this whole card. Like, this is an opportunity to let go of memory that no longer serves you. Change your story from a different perspective, and so you live in a different dimension, in a different universe. Like even any kind of like, for example, any kind of traumatic event that has happened to you in the past, if you can change the perspective through forgiveness, through how this is the patterns of this world, and it is designed for, for example, like I had this lesson so that I could learn to be okay and stay present in the midst of this trauma and not let it run my life. And if you can learn to do that, others around you can learn to do that. And we can collectively learn to do that. And we take responsibility for our traumas and not blame other people or act out on them or do addictive things or need another person to fill that empty hole that's within that trauma. This is releasing, shifting the memories from a different perspective to change the universe. And as you do that, you integrate that change. You combine the mind and the body and the soul because it all is one. It's all one thing. And you move, as you do that, you change your universe all around you. You shift it into a new dimension, a new reality, okay? This card, the Seven of Pentacles to me is patiently waiting and working. For this card, they want to call it the Lord of Success Unfulfilled. And what I'm getting from this is even in the failures that this relationship might bring up, because I feel like this is a very big teacher relationship for you. And underneath any kind of discomfort that you have, mostly in the mind, and it might trigger old traumatic stories that you need to release, right? Those things that were unsuccessful for you were actually blessings. As you change your perspective, they were just another step into acceptance of what you don't accept. And the more you do that, the more you can stay present and really move in and be able to heal other people and other things that can't, have trouble accepting things. And if you can hold the space of acceptance and be acceptance, that transmutes energy of other people that can't accept what is. You can teach it. And if you didn't have the failures, you wouldn't know, first of all, how to help other people when they have them. And second of all, you wouldn't be able to help yourself, right? You wouldn't be able to make it through another storm, another wave, and realize that they're just waves. You're starting to realize and take away that strong power and foothold that like failure can have on you. Failure in relationships, in work, in how you behaved with a friend, with how you behaved with your family, like etc. And like moving through forgiveness, moving through grief, and allowing yourself to be who you are, so that in that allowance you can be everything that you are, like you don't have to just focus on the one guilty thing, right? Or focus on the one really good thing and ignore the shadows. Embodying it, embracing it all keeps us in the present moment, and it puts us in a place of accepting all the gifts that Spirit has for us. And this relationship is definitely causing an awakening. It's activating you to your celestial memories and powers spontaneously. So some of you, there could be like that Kundalini activation going on here. You have the Magician energy. This could be a Virgo, Aquarius, or Gemini. Again, I'm just getting a lot of Gemini energy, which is also twin flames. So this could be a twin flame journey for you. In the twin flame journey, the person is not really there in the, and I see the person coming in and out. I see the person really just being a mirror for you to awaken, move into your power, move into your abundance, changing your universe, expanding your consciousness, and expanding your abundance. This card also can teach you that the power of manifestation goes beyond the mind, right? It's an infinite. It's already manifest. It's aligning and changing your perspective and aligning with manifest. Woo! This situation involves marriage. Either in many lifetimes you were married. For some of you, this person might have a marriage or getting out of a marriage, or you might be. That's really messed up. Apologize. I felt like I had to say that just in case, But this is the kind of relationship where you feel married, like you are married, okay? And that can be really intense energy, when you just feel that like you own somebody in a sense, like I'm sorry. Marriage sometimes triggers me. I think it's beautiful, and I think what it means is so much deeper than a contract where you just agree to compromise and live together. But it's this celestial agreement of balancing out your energy and walking together to move into your awakening and your awareness of your truth, and walking together to remind each other of your divinity. And to me, that's a true commitment to God, to your highest self, and to each other. And so this is the kind of wedding that I feel like this relationship is talking about. And this is, can be a process for most of us because we're all like learning about all this stuff. Purification water and emotional cleansing. There is going to be a lot of emotional purging going on in this relationship. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this is such an intense relationship for you guys who asked. A lot of you guys already know this person. And the fact that you're calling them in, it means you're ready for like some serious awakening and expansion. Okay. Water is going to help you. Cleansing in water, holding water and claiming in the water, holding the water with your hands and saying, I unconditionally love myself and others. And so you can call in that harmony. You can even say, I'm calling in harmony in my life. I am harmony. I like that even better. I am harmony. I am acceptance, right? And so water is really important for you to cleanse and purify and purge out emotions, because there's a lot of emotions tied to this memory that you're going to. I feel like you're going to look at it from a different viewpoint, from a different perspective, which is the hangman, as I'm saying it, is looking at the world from a different perspective. Okay, and in order to do a lot of this change, there are times where you are going to have to create some boundaries for yourself, okay? And just be careful. There's going to be times maybe where you feel like you have to guard your heart, because this is going to be like the shadow. When you look across and you see your shadow, it's hard to accept it, and you're going to want to protect yourself from it at times. There's going to be things about this person that is going to trigger memories and make you have to have a different perspective when it comes to wedding, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to success, and what success really is. So boundaries are really important in the sense that if it's too much for you, you need to go inside and go back inside yourself, check in with your heart space, get present. And when I mean get present, it's become the observer. When I mean present, it means just be. Don't do, don't think. Like being present is no thought. This is like caught in thought, but behind this is no thought, no decision. Okay, it's the thing between like the heavens and the earth. I'm like trying to think if there's another card. It's the blue flame. To activate the heart and there's going to be time where you get activated by triggers, by the shadow, and activation brings forth the shadows, and this relationship brings forth the shadows, the things that have been buried, the memories that have been buried that need to be transmuted and looked at from a different perspective, observed, allowing them to be and dance. Okay. And in some way, this person is going to be participating in this whole thing. And if you can align and go within, the participation will be alongside. And if you can't align and go in, sometimes it'll feel like they are your enemy. And so going inside, you'll hold up that wall and that boundary in order for you to go back inside and heal some of those wounds and integrate the peace and just the beingness, the unconditional love. Yeah, so the relationship doesn't really move until you become still and move into a sense of harmony where there is no like good or bad or right or wrong, and you can take it or leave it, whatever happens to this person, and you just totally surrender to the divine will. Is like this is like a very huge tester relationship, and yeah, like that's crazy. So I'm looking forward to seeing what pile 2 is like. Let's see. So that was pile 1. Stick that over there. Now pile 2 is amethyst. Okay. And I'll go ahead and just know your fears. Okay. Voice, the children of Lear. Voice. I like this. This is the 6 of, is it the 6 of water? Yeah. The 6 of water and justice. 6 of water is the, oh, this is like the, ooh. So I think this is a soulmate for a lot of you. Understanding. Oh, this is nice. I'm liking the energy right now. It's just a little bit more like easy. Not that the other one's very powerful. 12th house escape. For some of you, this might be a Pisces or you're a Pisces. I invite Archangel Raphael to bring healing and knowledge into my life. So I do feel like there is that hint of like the 2 of Swords, but this one, in this card, it's Lord of Peace restored. Oh, wow. That's a different vibration of a 2 of Swords card. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Yeah. Ooh, we have the 4 of Wands in this one as well. Wow, that energy just really wants to come out. Stay optimistic, positive thinking, and faith will bring romance, moonlight, travel, romance, potential. I love this. The 9 of Pentacles, single, whole and complete, Empress energy. Oh, wow, okay. Ooh, okay, so in contrast to pile number 1, pile number 2 is a little more like harmonious and helpful. I feel like in this relationship, this is definitely a soulmate. This could be somebody from the past coming back as well, but it also could just be somebody that like kind of brings forth your childlike innocence. There's not a lot of guarding going on. There's a lot of understanding. There's a lot of communication, I feel like, of emotion in this relationship, where your inner child really feels like it knows its fears, but it can discuss them. Like the shadows aren't hidden in this relationship. They don't need to be revealed because they already have been. And that you know your fears, you know your concerns, and with this relationship with this person, they understand your fears. And I feel like both of you guys could speak, about your fears, your insecurities, and kind of move them out into the open so that they can transmute themselves, like where they can balance them out and dance. And there's a lot of acceptance and understanding about each other's trauma, fear, insecurities, worries, anything that needs to be voiced in the relationship can be voiced. A lot of shadow work, it gets exposed in this relationship, where I feel like things that are hidden or that have been hidden from you throughout your life, you guys share that same desire to move into these places that people want to run away from. You guys dive kind of right into the occult and the mystery and the pre-manifest, and just sort of there's this high priestess energy in there. For a lot of you, you guys could be Pisces, and I get Pisces, I get Cancer, a lot of water, Libra. And then we have the 4 of Wands. This is definitely representative of like that twin flame again. But it also I feel like in this one, you're really committed to understanding one another. You understand in the sense that deep down inside, you're spiritual beings. So you guys really work together to make peace with like being in this world where there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of shadow that has been running in the show, right? And you guys know like learning how to be human in the world but not of it, right? So you guys might, for some of you, you might actually be like in a church together, or you meet there. Um, or you're doing a lot of like spiritual learning and work, really diving into the places unknown and mystery and pre-manifest and kind of going within and addressing the shadow, addressing the dream, so that you can recreate it. Like I really do feel like you guys have that kind of power, understanding, and awareness. You invite Archangel Raphael to bring healing and knowledge into my life. I feel like there's a lot of healing. There's both of you guys understanding. There's a lot of independent energy as well with the Nine of Pentacles, where you guys both do your own healing. And then you also share in harmony the healing that needs to be done. I almost want to say that you very well could be doing like that kind of work together to help other people in the world. Um, you're learning to be optimistic when it comes to the darkness that yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys like in this relationship both have experienced darker things and have done a lot of healing when it comes to it. And you're learning to like change the perspective and be optimistic in the midst of kind of the darkness that you're willing to go and walk through. And the willingness is you're very brave, you're very strong. There's just so much water in this. Like you both could be water signs. Yeah, I'm just getting a lot of strength and the ability to walk in the moonlight. For some of you guys, there is romance in this, but the romance is exploring together the unknown. So I don't see you guys like putting any kind of like conditions on the relationship. I really do see like you are walking into the mystery of it and allowing it to do what it wants to do. I think it's doing a lot of healing. I think you stay independent through the relationship and you stay like really aware and willing to go again and follow the will of the divine God. Yeah, the spiritual waters that flow effortlessly. So yeah, I think if you don't know this person yet, you might. And if you're gonna meet them, it's gonna be maybe in a month or two. Like it's kind of down the road for a lot of you just because of the speed at which it's moving. But you might start feeling the energy. If you're starting to do a lot of this inner shadow work and really feeling very independent and able to kind of weather the storms of even your inner child. You're listening to the voice of your child, but you're also parenting her. With this high priestess energy, you're very understanding towards yourself, and there's a lot of understanding that this person will offer you. Because I feel like you really realize who you are and you're really ready for this relationship where you're really allowing each other to go into these dark places, into these valleys, to find the treasures within those things, to be able to like walk. What am I trying to say? Like going into the fire, basically. It's not the analogy I exactly want to use, just because there's so much water here that I want to make it a water analogy. It's like this willingness to ride a wave, to realize that you are the wave, and like you integrate and you become one with the wave. And when you realize the collapse that you are, you know, that you might be afraid of that wave, but really you are the wave and you roll with the wave, it's like you realize who you are, like that you are one with all that there is. And you have to come to a restorative place to even come to that understanding. But when you become the water, the flow, the wave, all that there is, when you realize and you move with it, you allow it to do what it wants to do, you're in alignment with it, you're in alignment with it, you're in harmony with it. That's what this relationship reflects. So, cool, man. That's another really good one. It's probably just me, right? I just like, it's got to be me, right? I just think in this way. And so if you guys are in aligned with the way I think, then this will resonate. And if not, you guys are just going to be like, whoa, this chick's really freaking out there. She is out there. She is so out there. It's totally okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right, pile 3. Wow. So stay strong. Brother and sister transformation. There's a little bit of that yin and yang energy going on. The sage. For some of you, this person might be older than you. I'm getting some funky energy with that guilt card. Why is there guilt here? Reconciliation. Uh-oh. Okay, got it. Thinking of you, a loving night. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know. Is that really fair? The 2 of Swords have come out in every reading. Guys, okay. If you sat through all these, I don't know, you probably didn't. You probably, if I'm so blessed, you at least watched one of these. But the 2 of Swords is like air. It's like not knowing what to do. It's like you have a choice of just letting go and not knowing, or just being stuck trying to figure something out and like never really getting it because you can't figure it out in your mind. Right? It's that kind of thing. It's coming in on every reading. So I guess it's kind of also like maybe showing us that, you know, we don't know who this person is, or we have to let go and allow and not know and allow that decision to be made by our higher self in some kind of way. Allow the universe to bring what it wants to bring to you and surrender, right? Be surrender. So yeah, stay strong, brother and sister transformation. I am getting twin flame energy with the yin and the yang, and that reflection causing you to go inside and transform. So there's ego death. There's ego where it dissolves. And it's asking you to stay strong. So there is definitely, I feel like for a lot of you, this is somebody that you've been with before and you've been through it with them. Some of you, it's a Virgo. Some of you, it's the Gemini. But we also have the Queen of Wands, which is fire, Queen of Cups, which is water, King of Wands, which is fire. So we have a King and Queen of Wands, and to me, that's we're you know, very much a divine counterpart. And I don't, when I label things like twin flame, I pretty much probably should explain to you guys, like, just in case, what the heck I'm talking about, so I don't send you on some monkey circus, like, thing, because, and it can, the twin flame means just like, I don't mean to, like, belittle Christianity, because I freaking love Jesus. I love Jesus. But, so I apologize for comparing it, but, like the twin flame thing kind of got a little bit messed up by ego, right? Just like the Christianity did. And the essential core message of it is, in my humble opinion, reconciliation to God, reconciliation to oneself, that there's freedom here on earth right now. Heaven is here on earth right now. And we are, you know, God came here to set the captives free. We are here to set ourselves free from ourselves, from our mind, from the enslavement and the patterns and the conditionings of our mind. And I feel like there's a simpler way of saying it right now, but the twin flame thing, the whole twin flame journey, at some, I think it, historically, or how people have described it, is you find your counterpart, the other half of you, which is basically like you know each other. You love them the way you love you. They love you the way you love you, and you reflect each other completely in this harmonious way, right? But if we meet a twin flame, I think it's really confusing because to me, like, and I've talked about this with a lot of people, and we've kind of wrestled it around, and what happens is this concept of twin flame has gotten really it branched out into lots of different theories and ideas, and then there's the shadow twin, and then there's the counterfeit twin, and all the labels are causing more attachment and actually sticking you into a paradigm that doesn't serve you. Just like if you get into Christianity in a way where you're just following all the laws and the rules and listening to the words, beyond the parables and the stories and the actual spirit of God, right? Then this starts to happen, and you get locked into a construct, an egoic construct, and you can start judging other people, judging yourself, and that's kind of what starts to happen. You get overly attached to this twin flame dynamic, and the whole purpose of it is to reconcile to your shadows, just like to reconcile to yourself, to move back into your true self. And the twin flame journey is when you meet somebody who reflects your shadows, because you aren't in harmony within yourself yet. If you were harmony with yourself, you'd be ready for that kind of counterpart. So it's not even about a particular body a person's in. It's and this is all my opinion, or where I'm at right now on my journey, on my spiritual journey, and trying to explain it in words. And I'm sure I could probably do a better job at another point in time, but this is what I have to offer. It's funny that Pile 3 gets to hear this, but maybe I'll put it in the notes or something. So now I've kind of lost it. So, most of us aren't in complete harmony and union with God within ourselves. And so we manifest a twin, whatever. We manifest, the twin flame journey is when we manifest a person that is like our projection, our perfect projection of ourselves, right? On some level. And in that projection, they show us the things that we don't want to see within ourselves. And they trigger those things within ourselves that have been hidden. So every wound that we've ever had get triggered by this twin or by this person, right? It almost is like it can turn into a very vicious experience, because when you get triggered, your addictive mind, which isn't of you, it's like your false self in a sense, chases after that person to get those, the holes, the triggers are activated. So they chase the person trying to find the light to pull back into those holes. And what happens is that person runs away because they're actually chasing the shadow more, and it just makes the shadow bigger, right? On some level. That's the best way I can explain it right now in this moment at this time. But truly, that person needs to move back into themselves, okay? Back into themselves, and fill those holes with their own self-love and their own light, and move into that Empress energy, that 9 of Pentacles energy, where you're whole within yourself and you're in harmony, and you accept and love your shadows. You accept and love. And then that inner child that's really wounded and is afraid to even meet all those shadows, wants to chase the twin and run away from the shadow. The inner child doesn't even trust you or trust the higher aspect of you, and wants to chase after the twin, thinking it's their parent, thinking it's something that can bring them back their salvation. And it's time for you to come into harmony with that inner child, calm her or him down, and say, it's okay, I love you. And shrink down that energy and that addiction and that need for love that's false, right? And that's why sometimes the twin becomes the false twin, because in that place, that energy can be very destructive, because it's projecting that outward and trying to fix it outwardly, and the only way to fix it is inward healing. And healing's really not the word. It's allowing yourself to be present. And whatever comes up in that present moment, you don't run away from. If you do, it's okay. But then you got to move back into yourself. And it's this process. It's a long process. And feelings of guilt come up. And a lot of times the twin can act it's very attractive. It's very attractive to that inner child because the inner child sees this as an opportunity to fix the wounds externally, but there is no fixing it externally. It's only through self-love and reparenting or just being, really. There's all sorts of, it's healing, but it's also just being. It's a combination of it all. There is wisdom in this. At times you will feel like your person is wise and saying these wise things to you, but it's really your inner wisdom reflecting back at you. It can be a very confusing journey. But this dynamic, this yin and yang, divine masculine, divine feminine, or actually a lot of times it's distorted until it becomes unified within. Because I do believe that it's the divine feminine. This is going to be very simple. The divine feminine is just it's not even her, it's the feminine job is to just be, and the masculine job is to protect her so she can be, create the boundaries, create the protection, so that she can keep creating and being, and he can experience and be a part of that and give to that through protection. And that's just one way of looking at it. And we do it within. So we protect our first we protect our inner child from hurting us and her anymore, right? So we become this ultimate masculine parent, right? Holding space and allowing her to calm down. And then as she calms down, she and spirit can be what is. So it's like the protection's almost creating the sacred space for us to just be what we are. Whoa, man. This is could be a Virgo analyzing. So it's definitely the mind wants to figure out what's going on, and that is not how it works. I speak my truth, encourage to speak theirs. Opening up to the truth, speaking the truth, allowing expression to happen, allowing what is deep down inside of you to be expressed and not repressed. Water your garden, nourishment, body care. It's a time for self-care. It's a time for self-healing. It's a time to cut out things that don't serve you. This is definitely like a twin flame, an in and out relationship. This person's going to come back. The cards are saying to stay strong. There's still some transformation to go for you. There is reconciliation. Your person's thinking of you, of course. They have strong feelings for you. There's going to be there's still that stuck energy. But understand that the reconciliation, it can be with this person, right? But it's not until you have that inner peace within yourself that this kind of relationship would really work out, And it only can happen if you detach from external anything. It's a process, and just be so gentle on yourself. It's all about being and being in peace and allowing yourself to be and not do as much as you can. With emotions like this, don't have to be running the show, But your person's always thinking of you because you're always thinking of you. And even if, it can't be with you until you're with you. You know what I'm saying? You can't be with you until you are with you. And that's what this dynamic is showing you. That's why this twin flame, I hate to label it, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm talking about because I keep seeing this pattern and dynamic coming out in the cards. And so I just feel compelled to explain it as much as I possibly can. And I'm sure I'll be able to explain it better until it, honestly, I feel like I'll be able to explain it better until this doesn't show up anymore, because there will be a time as I'm reading and as we're reading and the readers are reading that this isn't a dynamic anymore, because we are going to be moving more and more into harmony and calling in a different kind of relationship, and we're going to understand it more, just like we're understanding what this is. So there's so much love behind everything, even if it brings up a lot of issues. Know that this is a chance for you to express your truth, Express what you're going to learn from going within. As you love yourself, you're going to become more and more your divine blueprint, more yourself. There's so much blessing to this that, like, yeah, it's beautiful. So there's so much love there. Like, a lot of you are spiritual and spiritual teachers and healers and things like that. Very nurturing energy coming from you. As far as, like, you know, when this person comes back, it's really telling you to stay strong and don't, like, when you're feeling the triggers, when you're feeling your inner child come out, she's allowed to express herself. Do not, like, what I'm getting to, do not manipulate the situation to get them to come back. Only check in with your own energy and make sure your energy is strong. Like, that you're in the all-being presence. Otherwise, it does just trigger more and more the shadow until there is no trigger anymore. A lot of times we have to cut it out completely. Good. Cut it out completely, let it go completely, that physical person, and focus on ourselves and our own inner harmony. And the person comes a knocking for that reason, until we go in. Okay, for a lot of you, we've got the king. This is just confirmation that this is what's going on, okay, for a lot of you, okay? So the king and queen of wands. So a lot of you guys are fire signs. Or there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of chemistry, okay? It feels like a trauma bond too, and a lot of, you know, following the advice of trauma bonds isn't a bad idea if you're really, really stuck in this kind of pain. So that's all I have for you, pile 3. Gosh, I have no idea how this is all gonna come out, but if you'd like a personal reading about any of this, feel free to hit me up, and my stuff's in this description box. And if you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you so much, pile 3, and the other 2. And maybe I'll make a little note that I talk about twin flame dynamics and what I think of them at the end. So anyway, take care. Thank you so much for your time, and I love you.